Morning everybody, Chanel here. This morning I'm with Jessie Strazzeri. She's an incredibly inspirational person. I'm super excited to learn a little bit more about her work with BeachBody. So my experience with BeachBody is very limited to just training P90X. Outside of that, I don't really know what they do. So Jessie, can you kind of give me a little bit more explanation about what BeachBody is and how it kind of impacts a really positive way on the community?
Yeah, so BeachBody is basically the big company that has all of the workout programs that you've probably seen on infomercials at 2 in the morning, including P90X, but also PiYo is really popular. It's like a Pilates yoga blend. And then Insanity, everyone's heard of that. A lot of the stuff that you see on infomercials, though, is the more intense stuff. There are other programs that are more meant for regular, everyday exercise for people who want to just make it a habit.
Awesome. And they have dietary guides and other things to help like a well-rounded life.
Right. So each program comes with a nutrition guide that basically tells you the right portions of everything to eat, how many servings of each food group you need a day, which I had absolutely no knowledge of before. Sure. So for me, it's been a huge learning experience about health in general and how to fuel your body with the right foods. But it also doesn't keep you from having like wine when you want to have wine or chocolate when you want to have chocolate. It's more about understanding the balance, how everything is best in moderation.
Finding the right workout program and the perfect diet or just nutrition program for yourself can change everything. It can change your mood, your mentality, your confidence. Being able to connect with a program that keeps you on track can revolutionize your life. And from talking to you before, I understand that you kind of joined this movement after having your own bouts of anxiety and different kinds of struggles. So how can this program work for other people?
The thing is, and so I went to school for psychology. I have my bachelor's in psychology, and you will hear this everywhere, no matter what you study or where you go or if you go to school or not, is healthy, regular exercise and eating will change your mental state.
Of course.
But it's easier said than done.
Sure.
And so when you hear that, you're like, sure, but you're not going to go out and work out every day. So I knew that it was something that I should be doing, but just couldn't find the right thing for me. I just didn't like sweating and didn't like getting too hot. At a certain point, you realize, especially in your 20s, these are supposed to be the best years of your life. And you're supposed to feel your best and be socializing and enjoying yourself. And I was just at a point where that wasn't happening yet, and I almost felt like time was running out to get it together and find a way to be healthy and feel my best, and hopefully have that carry on long term so that I have a full, happy life.
So you started your 21-day journey with BeachBody and did that whole program, and after you were finished with it, you realized, hey, I would love to coach other people?
Right. So, and when I started that program, I was pretty much set that my body was the way it was. I was big boned, but that was what I told myself, and my body hadn't changed in a million years, so I wasn't going to focus on any physical change. I wanted it to be purely a mental outlet for me, something that I could get the negative thoughts out or the negative emotions and then have that cleared out for the rest of the day. And after the program, I had lost 7 inches.
Wow.
And I was like, well, I didn't know that was possible.
You look amazing.
Thank you.
So impressive. It inspires me to be like, what am I doing?
At that point, I was like, okay, so my anxiety was at an all-time low. My panic attacks, which I was having almost every day, were totally gone. I was more invested in conversations I was having with my boyfriend and my family, and it just felt like I was a completely different person. I have a lot of friends that have mental health struggles and depression and anxiety and all of that. And so knowing that 21 days completely flipped my life, I wanted to be able to share that with the people that I know and love who have not found a solution to their anxiety and mental health.
So how does it work? So if somebody wants to get involved in this, how do you take them on as a client? How do you get them involved in the program? What is your task as a BeachBody coach?
So as a BeachBody coach, I basically work one-on-one with people and as a group. So once they sign up with me as their coach, I add them into our Facebook group, but we're pulling it more toward an app now since social media.
To make it a little bit more convenient for everybody to interact.
Exactly. Basically, one-on-one, I talk with people about their personal goals and set them up with the right program that's going to help them get there, whether it's weight loss or, just finding a healthy routine.
Do you check in with all of your clients on a daily basis throughout their program?
It's either, so I'll either reach out to them one-on-one every day or work as a group and do group activities like positive self-affirmations. So everyone has to go on and share 3 things they love about themselves, or 3 things that are just positive about their day. Or my other favorite one is random acts of kindness. So I'll say, hey, go out and do something nice today, or go message somebody and make their day. And obviously those are things that just make people put everything else aside and focus on, hey, today was actually a good day.
Do you get a lot of feedback? Do you have people coming to you saying, oh my God, you've changed my life? Has it been something where you're learning as you're teaching?
The feedback part is something that I didn't start really recognizing until the last couple of months, because as a Beachbody coach, you know, there's a lot of emotions involved because people have a really negative perspective on it. So it makes you kind of question, like, are people just thinking that I'm being scammy, which is not something I wanted to come across as. But once you're talking with people and working with them one-on-one, I've gotten text messages of people who are saying, this has completely changed my life. I've had a friend of mine messaged me the other day. She lost 8 inches on her program. And
that's got to feel so good to hear other people's results, because you're the one that's motivating them to do it. And if you weren't there, they wouldn't have that drive.
Right. Yeah. And it was hard, like I said, so the negative emotions and the thoughts with Beachbody, all of that is completely negated once you get that positive feedback and you hear that your friends are actually really grateful for this opportunity, and it's something that I'm doing right along there with them. So every day I get to feel like, hey, this is working for me too. Like, this is good for everyone.
I love that. So inspiring. Beachbody completely changed your life. You go off, you become a coach, you're changing other people's lives, completely inspiring the people around you. You also have a side passion in photography.
Right. So I majored in psychology because, you know, you want to major in something that you could potentially turn into your main career.
Sure.
But my passion has always been in photography. I started in 8th grade yearbook. My friend got me into it, and then it ended up being something that I was really passionate about, and she fell out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I minored in photography and still kind of run it as a side gig along with my coaching.
That's awesome. So what kind of photography are you focusing on?
So mostly I do just portraits in general, and I actually was doing a blog post for someone's blog the other day because they asked me to write about my photography. While my focus and my passion for photography is in portraiture, I don't like to limit myself to just that, because I feel like a lot of people will only identify as like a newborn photographer, and I feel like there's just so much out there and so many things that people need that if you block yourself out, you're not growing, and you know, you're not taking full advantage of what you're talented at.
So you've done portraits, you've done weddings, you do product stuff as well.
Right, yeah, and that's kind of newer.
It's really interesting. Tell me about your full-time job.
We make an aftermarket product that it improves your fuel economy and reduces emissions. I think it's like nitrous oxide, it completely zeroes it out. So it's good for the environment, improves your miles per gallon, and gives you a significant horsepower increase. But it's just this little device that you install in your car, and you can take it off whenever you want. It's not like permanently in there. I have one on my car, and it bumped me up like 5 miles a gallon or something.
Really?
Which is, yeah, so it's good for all cars, and it's...
Okay, we're gonna put the links below so that you guys can get in on this magic tool that is awesome. Saving the world.
Yeah, but I'm their marketing director, so I get to take my photography and apply that in my daily job. And then I also get to do, I run our social media accounts and create our marketing material like flyers and stuff for shows. So
are you a morning person? Do you wake up really early? Are you the kind of person that has to wake up really early because of everything going on, or do you wake up with that fuel to make your day awesome?
Oh, well, okay, so I knew this question was coming and I love it because it alarms people. I wake up at 4:30 in the morning.
No way!
Every morning.
Tell me about that.
Okay, so I wake up so early, especially right now, because I'm doing, with Beachbody, I got invited to this exclusive coaching group for a new program that we have coming out, and it's an 80-day program. In order to make the workouts fit in my day, I need a little extra time, so I'm trying to get them done in the morning.
Okay.
Because I like to have the afternoons to do whatever I want. I wake up at 4:30, eat, work out, eat again.
Wow.
And then get ready for work, and I'm out the door. And so
How many times are you eating a day?
so many. So many times.
Which is important.
But my dad has always waken up really early. Like, as long as I can remember, he was up at 5 in the morning.
Oh my gosh, it's in your genes.
Basically, and I can't get away from it. And I actually was restructuring my day recently so that I could work out in the afternoons and sleep in a little bit. And I felt like I had a hangover.
Oh wow.
Because I got too much sleep or something.
What time are you going to sleep on a regular day to be up at 4:30? 8:30?
Probably 9 o'clock.
9.
Between 9 and 10.
So that's, yeah, I mean, that's about what you should be
yeah.
doing.
So, so I'm back to waking up super early and I feel a lot better.
Do you need coffee when you wake up, or is it something that you're so used to now that it's not really?
It depends. Some mornings I'm like, I need coffee.
Yeah.
But I've been trying to cut back on coffee a little bit.
That's awesome.
So it just depends on the morning.
Have you traveled a lot? Does any of the work that you've been doing, whether it be in photography, working with your full-time job, or Beachbody, have you done any traveling?
For photography, I've traveled a little bit. For a lot of the people that I'm friends with are still in Arizona, so when they get engaged or are going to get married, they call me out there. I had such a good year with Beachbody. I was invited to this cruise that's next year.
Where are you guys going to sail around?
The Bahamas.
How cool.
For like 5 days.
That's amazing.
I know, and I never go on trips. Like, I just don't put money into vacations because I'm so focused on day-to-day stuff that I don't plan for vacations. So having the invite to go on this cruise, I was like, well, it gives me an excuse to take a vacation and just
awesome.
relax for once.
How cool. So you've just been kind of really opened up to a new universe being with Beachbody.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of the people on my coaching team, they go on trips all the time because they've been in the business forever, and it's all expenses paid. They go on these trips, and I never thought I would get to the point in my coaching where I would be doing that, because it's always been more of a hobby. It's not something that I ever intended to take seriously, I guess, but it's become something that it's like the most positive part of my day, getting to interact with my my friends that are in the group and talking with new people about it who are really just looking for something that can make them feel better and make them feel connected to other people.
But you're involved with Beachbody 7 days a week. Like, every day you have to kind of interact with the people in your group?
I mean, once you sign up as a coach, it's your business. You do it the way you want. So you can set your own hours. Like yesterday, I was just over it. I didn't want to work on anything. I had this was the slowest week of my life. So after I was off my day job, I was like, I'm not talking to anyone the rest of the night. So, but you have that flexibility to kind of like take a day off. And all the people that I work with in my health group, they're people that I've been friends with forever, or people who I've built a friendship with anyways. So if I take a couple days off, they're not gonna, be like, where are you? Yeah, but they can always text me, and I'm happy to help them out.
That's awesome. Who inspires you?
Oh, I was hoping that you would ask this because I feel like it's a weird answer.
Okay.
Richard Branson.
Oh. Isn't he like the richest man on the planet?
I don't know, but he runs and I'm actually reading his autobiographies right now, and like kind of some books that he's written. He just is like, he blows my mind because and I could go on about this, but he like starts businesses, and the reason that his empire is called Virgin, and it says in the book that I'm reading, they call it Virgin because they don't know what they're doing. They just want to do it. And I feel like that speaks volumes, like, for who I am. It's like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how I'm going to make it happen, but I want to do it. And so I'm doing it. And so reading his books, and like, they have, like Virgin Orbit, they're in space now, and like Virgin Mobile and Virgin like music labels. It's just like, I don't understand how you can be everywhere at once. Like, he does not limit himself. I'll give him that.
That's incredible. You've inspired me just by mentioning this.
Thank
That's
you.
Pretty cool.
I really recommend it. He's great.
Having so much success with Beachbody, what advice do you give to other people that might have kind of gone through similar phases in their life, or currently are in those phases in their life where they are hopeless or depressed, or they don't really know what they're doing?
So the first thing that I did as a coach was read a book called Failing Forward. It's by John C. Maxwell, if anyone wants to read it. Basically, it just tells all these stories of people who are incredibly rich and successful now, but who failed and went through like just the worst hardships, like having their entire life ripped away because of a natural disaster or something. I think that it's just so important to become comfortable with the fact that nobody's life is good all the time.
Right.
Like everyone hits those low points. Even the most successful people in the world have days where they don't want to do anything. Accepting that failure is a part of it, and accepting that the points in your life where you grow the most are when you're at your low points and you're working through those struggles. Like you just need to be okay with failing and hitting the ground and coming back up every time.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's something that I definitely needed to get okay with, because I was, up and down all the time.
Sure, I mean, and it can be really difficult when you are in that mindset of hopelessness, when you
Right.
don't think that it ever will get better.
Right.
So, I mean, that's incredible that you can kind of take a look at all of that and tell yourself to keep going.
Right. And it's not easy. I mean, when you're at those low points, and I mean, anxiety is just not going to go away forever. So when I'm like bummed out or really struggling with anxiety, I just need to accept that it's happening.
Right.
And know that it's not going to be forever.
Right.
So.
And then pick yourself back up to do the things that keep you up and that keep
Right.
you in that really positive state of mind.
Right, and sometimes just starting to do things, even if it doesn't feel very coordinated, just starting to move is enough to get that momentum going, to get you back up.
Thank you so much for giving us
Yeah.
your time today and sharing a little bit about your life and what inspires you. I hope that this helped people, and I hope that you guys have a beautiful morning.